So I was just giving a class on God as Mother a little while ago, and I remembered a story about a very close friend of mine. I'm going to call her Lal to thinly disguise her identity. But Lal was a corporate lawyer who lived in Chicago, made a lot of money. She's a Jewish woman, so a very strong character, very strong personality, and a woman who really always followed her convictions. She is a real dynamo of a person. Well, about, I don't know, probably close to 10 years ago now, she had a stroke, a severe stroke, and lost all control of a little bit more than half of her body and never regained that control. And so in about 30 seconds, her life went from being this determined, strong-willed, powerful, high-paid corporate lawyer in Chicago to being a person who couldn't get out of bed, who couldn't roll over, who couldn't put on her own clothes. She was institutionalized that very day. That would be a blow for anyone. Of course, many people endure such things, but Lalita was really crestfallen, really broken by it. And for about a year, in her phone calls that we shared, she would tell me, she's like, why am I still alive? Why would the universe keep me alive? I can't even roll over. She said, I'm going to lay in this bed until I die. How can I be expected to any quality of life with that at all? And that went on for a year. Lots of depression, just lots of wanting to die, of not seeing any reason to carry on. She was in a nursing home that was far away from most of her friends and the people that she knew, and was really suffering. And then one day I got a phone call from her, and I could tell immediately from the sound of the timbre of her voice that something was different, something was changed. And she was happy. She was excited about something. And she said, Swami, she said, you won't believe what has happened to me. She says, I've just had an epiphany. You know, I was laying here complaining about not being able to use my body and how I'm just stuck in a bed and, I'm not me anymore. And she said, and then I just snapped to for some reason. She said, I've been told all my life as a Vedantin that I'm not the body, that I'm not the mind, that I'm this immortal, ever free, ever blissful, pure soul, the image of God. And she said, I just came to somehow. And she said, I decided I'm still me. I'm still fully me. Yes, I only have half a body to work through, to manifest through, but I'm still alive, and I'm still the same Lal that I've always been, that there's nothing different in that. And she said, I just decided that I would use what I could of my body, of my failed body, to express myself as fully as I could, as I always had. The body has always been a limit. Now it's just more of a limit. And so she said, I decided that I would learn new jokes every day. And so she started getting up in the morning, or having, of course, the help get her up and put her into a wheelchair, an electric wheelchair, so that she could get around the floor of her rehab center. And she made it her business to just go from room to room and to share her jokes and to encourage and to be in conversation with all of the different people who were living in that institution. And she's still doing that to this day. Now she has meals with them and has developed some great friendships. But she pulled herself together. She took this knowledge of who she was, and she learned to live within the limits of her broken body. And she found her will to live. She found her ability to connect, to love others, to serve in maybe the very small way that she was now able to do it. But she did it. And that's been her life. And she's still alive. and she's still struggling, but she's happy when I call her. She's got a purpose by knowing who she has always been.